So the TAP person is temporary able body. So any person will be at some point disabled, will have a physical disability. It could be by age, it could be by accident, it could be anything. I'm Nicholas Haddad. I am a business analyst with Hsbc Canada. I work at Broadway Tech Center in Vancouver.
My name is Patricia Elgersma. I'm a project manager with Compliance Transformation, and I work at HSBC Bank Canada in Broadway Green in Vancouver.
My name is Adrian. I am an Operations Risk and Administration Associate working in Vancouver main branch in downtown Vancouver, Canada.
One of the things that I always faced is like I need to prove I can be good at school or university or during my career. When I wanted to apply for my driving license, everyone thought that, oh, he won't be able to drive. So when I got it from the first time and I think I drive well, I would have a call from a relative, they just want to see how I'm driving because they didn't think that I would be able even to drive. So this perception is happening.
My people tend to be stereotyped into being mathematicians or savants or, really gifted in one area but not in others, or get pigeonholed into the idea that we can't show empathy, we don't show sympathy, we don't show emotion. It's just we show it differently.
Here at HSBC, part of my role is to have an interpreter with me all the time. And in fact, they're situated in a desk right beside me. But I notice that my colleagues never come up to chat with me or, about incidental things. It normally always has to do with work or they're asking me to do something. But it's not a social type of conversation that happens, even though I have the access. They don't come up and talk to me.
For me personally, I don't actually disclose my blindness on my resume, and I have had a situation where I did not disclose my blindness because I didn't deem it relevant. And when I came to have the interview, I just presented myself and thought, take me or leave me, this is who you get. The whole interview was uncomfortable, and they couldn't stop asking how I would get to my job if I happened to get it, or how I would sort the mail, or how I would do, they thought of the most visual tasks they could, just because I think they wanted it to be over.
One of my best friends, who's deaf, was working here for almost 20 years, and she was talking about HSBC and how it was a wonderful company to work with. And I had changed from the field of accounting to being a business analyst, so I asked my friend if she could refer me to HSBC, and so she did. And that's how I managed to land a position here.
I joined HSBC through a friend who is also blind. She was greeted by the vice president of HR at the time, who asked her if she knew of any blind people that were looking for work.
I was invited to have an interview with Matt Woods, who is a disability recruiter, which I didn't know at the time, as I was looking for terms to finish my co-op from university. And so I was recruited into a position from one of my previous bosses at my previous work.
When I was finishing my university degree, I was continuing my master's in finance and was looking for a job. And it was a little bit difficult to get a job, especially for someone who has a disability. So HSBC had a vacancy. They had someone who's blind and leaving the bank, retiring. So they wanted to fill this. So they wanted specifically someone with a disability.
I think my goal with HSBC is to break down barriers and stereotypes and ultimately make this a place where people will love to come and work who are blind. I think recently the question was asked in a snapshot, are you proud to work at HSBC and would you recommend it to others? And I think we're on the way to that, but I don't think I would recommend HSBC to other blind people at this point. Other sighted people, definitely, but blind people, I think there's still work to be done.
Short term, I would love to get into business banking or something that's along the lines of global band 6, because I really want to see if I can reach that. But 2 years ago, if you asked me, I would have never said I would have worked at HSBC.
I believe that my goal at HSBC is to be one of those contributors to change, a contributor to diversity, to a contributor of growing in a model here at HSBC, because I'm one of those few people that really wants to see changes, but also have accessibility for disabled individuals, but also having opening the doors to members of the deaf community, that they can have potential future employment opportunities at HSBC.
To move up the ladder, for sure. To work in a strategic position. Also to promote the disability part of me, just to show that someone with disability is in this position.
My biggest achievement is living an independent life, because a number of years ago I didn't think that was possible.
Actually purchasing a home, and we actually demolished the house and we are starting from scratch and we are building a brand new home.
I would say immigrating to Canada. That was one of my goals. I wanted to make it happen.
My biggest achievement, getting into HSBC was definitely not within my expectations before I actually got here. Getting into the organization, as I've learned, is not easy, and the fact that I did it is something that I am proud of.
I'm sure you know that big organizations, they always invest in people to think outside the box. To be more creative, and this is what would add value to the company. So you have people with physical disability that they think outside the box constantly to do what any other tab or normal person would do, right? So this is an add value. This is another value that I always talk about it to managers or to whomever I'm presenting. The only thing you need to give them the opportunity to show it or to prove it.
One of my biggest goals is I want to be a good role model for my daughter. My daughter is what we refer to as a CODA, a child of deaf adults, and I want her to be very proud of me as her mom, and not because I'm deaf or I have a disability, but she's proud of me as her mom for contributing to society and the changes in society.
My disability should not alienate me from the human experience. Just because I am different doesn't mean that I'm not human or that I'm any lesser.
See me as a person and not as your porcelain doll. Because if you see me as confident and competent, then I'm going to start to believe it because I see it being reflected back at me.